As a mom, do you say yes when you really want to say no? Do you constantly find yourself saying yes to everyone and to everything and saying no to yourself? Now, do you constantly allow yourself to be approved by the next person? You're constantly seeking the approval of other people. Now, today we're going to learn how to break free from seeking the approval of other people. Do you constantly overcommit yourself such that you please people, you please everyone, you say yes to every event, yes to everything, even if it suits you or it doesn't suit you, even if it's not favorable to your timing, to the season of life where you are? Are you that parent, that mom that constantly say yes? Sometimes, probably from the place of seeking approval. Sometimes you don't want someone else to say something bad about you. You find yourself constantly overcommitting, and it makes you to be stressed out. It makes you to be burnt out as a parent. Do you constantly sacrifice your personal time and your joy for every other person? Now you give every other person the time they deserve. When they come asking you for something, you offer your time, you do things for them. But when it comes to your personal time, you sacrifice your time for other people. You see yourself, and you see it like a luxury. You see it like a luxury, giving yourself that personal time. Now, as a mom, we have to learn how to step away, to break free from this approval trap. This trap we set for ourselves, wanting to be approved by the next person, wanting the next person to see us like all perfect, all good, and everything. Are you scared of disappointing people? Probably disappointing your friends or people around you. Because of this fear, you constantly find yourself saying yes to everything as a mom. Now, because you don't want the other person to feel disappointed, or you don't want the other person to think in a certain light, you say yes to things that you know deep within you it's stressing you out as a mom. You need to step away from that place, because that's not where you're meant to be. Do you constantly seek validation? Validation from people, from everyone else. Now, before you do something, before you carry out an event, you constantly seek validation. You want the next person to validate you. If the next person did not validate you or has not validated you, you don't feel important. You don't feel like you're doing enough. Now, we must get to this point where we understand that we are enough, we are worthy, we already have the validation of God. So it is enough for us to move. That validation is enough for us to carry on with our journey. Do you constantly feel exhausted? Oh, most of us are on this table. Constantly feel exhausted because you have too much to-do list, responsibilities, and everything to do. As a mom, you constantly feel tired, feel exhausted, and most times it makes you to feel resentful. You start to resent the people you're meant to love. You start to resent your activities. You start to resent that thing, maybe that work, that job, because you're constantly exhausted. It's high time for us to learn what can we begin to do to step away from this place where we understand that we are the masters of our life. We are the masters of our time. We know how best to manage our time. We don't seek the approval of people. We don't say yes to everyone and no to ourselves, but rather we begin to choose ourselves unapologetically. Now, are you that mom that you're constantly in every event, constantly in every activity, and at the end you just find out that you're stressed out? At the end you just find out that, oh my God, I don't have time to do this, I don't have time to do that. It's high time for you to audit your time. Audit what you do with your time and step away from that place where you're constantly seeking approval and validation from people. Because the truth is that all we need is the approval of God, and we already have the approval of God, and the approval of God is enough for us to carry on, our journeys as moms. So what are the things we can begin to do to step away from this approval trap? This trap where we feel stuck. We want to approve. We want the other person to feel, we want to seek the attention of the next person. We want the other person to be perfect, to be okay, and we say no to ourselves. Number one, you must identify one commitment that isn't yours. What are those things you're committing to that is not yours for you to carry? Are you committing too much? Are you overcommitting? Those things you're committing yourself into, are they yours for you to carry? So you must identify it. What are those things you're committing to? Those things you're committing to, are they things that are of importance to you? Are they things that are of priority to you? Are they things that are leading you to your goal, to where you're headed to? Or are you just overcommitting because every other person is doing it? You're just doing it because every other person is doing it as a mom. Now we must tell ourselves that no, we have to step away from that place where we overcommit and begin to commit to the things that are important to us in the season of life where we find ourselves as moms. Another thing we can begin to do is to learn to say no lovingly. Most of us find it difficult to say no. In fact, I think most of us were not trained or we're not raised with saying no. We find it difficult to say no. We must learn to say no. We must learn that it is okay to say no. In fact, no is a complete sentence. We must get comfortable with saying no to things that do not serve us, to people that do not suit or align with our goals or our values, to things that are not aligning to where we are headed, to where we are going to. As moms, we must get comfortable with saying no. It is perfectly okay to say no. In fact, saying no comes from the place of self-awareness. When we're aware of ourselves, it helps us to begin to say no. Then we must learn to affirm our words in the eyes of God. How does God see you? Do you understand how God sees you? You are worthy, you are enough, you are whole. As a mom, you don't need the validation of another person to carry you on. You don't need someone else to make you worthy. You're already worthy to shine your light. You're already worthy to do that which you're meant to do. You're already worthy, so you don't need the other person. You don't need to say yes to the other person so that the person will validate your words. So you're worthy, you are enough, because our words, our identity comes from God, and all this, our identity has already been there even before we were born. Our words has already been there even before we were born. So as a mom, you must understand that your worth is in God. So stop saying no, stop saying yes to activities that do not serve you, to activities that are not going to add anything to you. Then we must learn to set boundaries. Boundaries are there to protect us. Boundaries is not something that makes the other person not to like you. Most of us are scared of setting boundaries because we might say, okay, when I set this boundary, this person might just feel, oh, I'm too hard, mine is too much and all. But the truth is that boundaries will tell the other person how best to relate with you. Boundaries will tell the other person how they can communicate with you. Boundaries will make the other person to honor you more, to respect you more, to even know more about you. So we must learn to set boundaries, and we can set boundaries in different things. You can set boundaries with your time. You can set boundaries with your space. You can set boundaries with your mind, the things you watch, the things you read, the people you allow access to you, the people you allow to speak to you. But we must get comfortable with setting boundaries, because when we set boundaries, it helps to honor our peace. When we set boundaries, it brings peace and honor to us. So as a mom, you must learn to set boundaries. What are those boundaries you need to set today? What are those things that are overwhelming you? You feel exhausted. What if you set boundaries? What if you begin to put a boundary on that thing, that person that is overwhelming you, that person that comes and destroys your day, scatters your day? They carry their unplanned self to you, that your plan, and just disrupt your day. What if you begin to set appropriate boundaries? It's going to help you a lot. It's going to help you in your process as a mom. It's going to help you to be peaceful. Then we must learn to celebrate our integrity. We must learn to celebrate every little step, every little action we put in. Yes, you've been able to say no today. Yes, celebrate it. You've been able to do something differently. Celebrate it. You've been able to prioritize your time as a mom. Yes, celebrate it. The truth is that we already have the approval of God. That is the only approval we need. We don't need the approval of the next person to shine our light. We don't need the approval of the next person to carry on our goal or to move on with our purpose. So all we need to do is to walk in alignment with this approval we already have in God. Our approval is in God. So that is all we need. So what are you going to do differently as a mom? What are you going to do to stop people pleasing? What are you going to do to come out from that place of constantly pleasing everyone and saying no to yourself, because you don't deserve to be in that space. You need to please your God. You need to please yourself. Do things that align with your goals, your vision, your values, before you now think of, okay, pleasing the next person. So as a mom, I want to remind you and to call to your attention that you are enough, you are worthy, you are whole, you have everything on the inside of you to carry on with your goals, your dreams, your aspirations. So you don't need the approval of the next person to make you shine. You don't need the approval of the next person to make you to start to go. You don't need the approval of the next person to make you to feel worthy, to make you to feel all right, because everything you have is already embedded on the inside of you. So today, choose to step away from that trap of approval. Choose to step away from that place of seeking validation from other people. Choose to step away from that place of seeking approval, seeking, just seeking the attention of other people, and begin to focus on what truly matters to you. I believe this video has been so helpful. Please like this video, share this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. My name is Chioma Ojikolo. Thank you for your time. Until I come your way next time, do have a great day and bye.